I wanted to tell you guys where I'm focusing myself because this shows where I think the organization's priorities are going to be tilting in the very near future, where they are now and where they're going to be going in the near future. So one, as we're nearing Zendu release, there's a lot of attention there, right? And Alberto gave you a bunch of updates with respect to that. And there's a bunch of other work that needs to happen to get the release executed successfully. Number two, we're prepping for what's next. And this is the really important thing because from my perspective, what we choose to focus on next will have much higher marginal impact than really the things that we have been doing in the past, from the sense that before, really, we were focusing on very long lead R&D to production type of stuff. And now we're getting that stuff into production, and we really need to think, how are we going to make it as impactful as possible? And what's next, really? So what are the supporting things, and how are we going to get people to actually use the technology? Let's see. So, and then the other pragmatic thing is scaling the organization, continuing to do that. 1 second. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. All right, I have a little one at home that is enjoying her day. Okay, so going into more detail. So you heard that the updates on getting Zendu to mainnet. We're continuing to make progress on the timely release. Actual dates will be forthcoming. We're working on those actual dates. Most likely, they will have to be aligned with the next deprecation, which is written into the code. That's important to make sure that the network doesn't have a partition and it's a successful release. The audits are going way better than expected, right? So continuing to just burn through all of the findings from the audits and develop, implement that, and then test everything. And currently, we're scheduling the testnet migration and all of the testing activities that have to happen for this to be a successful release. Everything's on track, and we're going to continue to update you guys every week. Like I said previously, deep diving on tech strategy post Zendu and Lattice. The main objective for me is making sure that our tools are meaningful from day one, and we're not just delivering something that no one's going to care about. Right? This is the big risk for us. We've been working on something for years, and it is a substantial technical delivery, a substantial code delivery. We want to make sure that it actually is a substantial market delivery, that people actually are using the tools that we're bringing to market, right? So a quick anecdote. So we have a very Horizen-friendly developer that I was speaking to over the weekend who's really excited about a DeFi app that he's building. And originally, he was choosing to build it in another ecosystem because he said, and I quote, Zendu is really cool tech, but it would take a long time to build what he wants to build using the SDK in its current form. All right, so I'm saying this now, not to present any type of weakness, but to say, unless you face reality, there's no way you're going to win. And the reality that we're facing is we're delivering something that's technically extremely, like a technical breakthrough, but it's something that requires a whole bunch of supporting work if we're going to make this actually useful to the marketplace. We're going to do this in a few different ways. Number one, Horizen Labs is focusing on a single product that can earn revenue immediately. So this is something that by revenue immediately, I mean it's going to be operational, not just a POC when Zendu goes to mainnet. So the day that we switch Zendu to mainnet, the day it goes live, I want to have a working production level sidechain that is doing something useful. That sidechain, because of the maturity of the project, is going to be ZK audit. So this is where Horizen Labs is focusing its effort on, to get this product mature to the point when Zendu goes live, this product will be out there, it will be operational, and it will actually be earning revenue. So there are a number of reasons for why this is important, but a big one is we just need to make sure that what we're delivering to the market is important. And if one thing that we can get out there, we focus effort on one thing that is extremely useful and there's a market for, and BD team is driving clients into, this is a huge success story for us. So we're going to continue down that path. The other path is a major focus, and this is on our tech roadmap for making the SDK more useful ASAP. We've been talking about this for a while. We know we need to do it. We're delivering protocol-based tech. There's a whole bunch of other supporting stuff on top of that we need to mature, and we're working feverishly on it. Things like libraries, tools, docs, a web-based IDE, easy deployment, modules. So like as we're going through the strategy conversations, we're thinking there's this SDK core, which has its own roadmap, but then there's going to be a whole bunch of other modules and things that support specific use cases that we have to deliver to the market. Otherwise, Horizen Labs will be the only company building in the SDK, which is absolutely unacceptable. We need to make sure that we mature this as a product to the point where we're opening up the ecosystem for development. That's the main focus here. And we're kind of looking at a bunch of different ways to make this happen. Okay, so in the meantime, so we're exploring everything. We don't want to take anything for granted. And we're also exploring the idea of would it make sense to have kind of a virtual machine-based smart contracting platform brought to market sooner than we were previously expecting, right? We're building a snark verifiable sidechain system. That's really the magic of the Zendoo and Lattice implementation of Zendoo. But there are probably a whole bunch of other things that the market could demand very strongly today that might still be worth bringing to market under the context of, say, something like pretty good decentralization, right? So maybe we don't have the full snark verifiable VM, but maybe there's some other implementation that we could also consider. So this is where we're going now, at least on the strategy deep dive of can we do things like roll out a smart contracting platform that maybe has a private network of certifiers, or maybe it has a restricted certifier protocol. We're not sure yet, but these are the things that we're thinking. Just so you know, we're not being myopic on what we're delivering. We're actually thinking broadly across the potential options of what we can do and trying to be responsive to the market, but still having the long-term strategy in mind because we think that that's very much a winning long-term strategy.